Welcome back, everybody. We have a new notebook here for us today, the ASUS ROG Strix. This is the 17-inch unit today, and we're going to be unboxing this and going through a little bit of a review on CE Tech Tips. So let's get to the unboxing. So this unit here is a 17.3 Full HD, so 1080p screen, along with a Intel i7 10750H. Comes with the 512 gigabyte SSD, along with a 2060 NVIDIA graphics card. So that should be interesting to see how well that does. Also along comes a battery, 4-cell, 66 watt hour. Just make sure we can get into this unit. Here we are. And there we are there. What's interesting is when you open the box, it actually lifts the laptop out of the packaging, which is pretty cool. Look at that. There we are. That is one beefy unit. Alright, so what else kind of goodies do we have in here today? Got some manuals. We don't need those. We have a nice power brick. Power cable. And a bunch of nothing. So, we don't need this box anymore. So this unit is fairly inexpensive. What I'm really excited to see is how well the thermals do on it, being a larger chassis and also running with a 2060. So we'll see. What I'm curious about is actually the wattage of what the CPU is. Very difficult to actually find what wattage your GPU will actually be running at. At least I find it very difficult. So here's hoping that we can actually find it. So this got a nice, what appears to be a brushed aluminum finish. It does actually feel like plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. Just from an aesthetic standpoint, looks really, really appealing. And fairly lightweight. It's probably just a little over 5 pounds. We'll do some weighing of that a little bit later. And then we have this nice bezel here for what looks like the large cooling apparatus. And here's the unit now. So being that it's in a 17.3 inch chassis, you do get the full numpad on the side here. So let's turn this puppy on and see what it can do.
So on the right hand side, we have 3 USB ports along with audio out. And on the rear, we have network card, HDMI out, your USB-C, power plug, and then your 2 cooling vents. One of the unique features to this notebook is the ability to put this in complete silent mode. The fans are not spinning at all. Next is performance. At idle, sits at around 34 decibels. At turbo, it gives you the maximum performance, and we see at about a 40 decibel sound output. When the fans are spun up completely on the CPU, we see about 51 decibels. On the deck, we saw a temperature ranging from about 20 degrees Celsius to 27. Time SPI came in about 7,000, which is only 500 points lower than a 2070 Max-Q. In gaming, this is where it really shines. On average, we saw about 54 decibels, but what was really interesting is the power output. This thing could really put the power down. Great frames overall, seeing around 100 frames per second across the board. Again, power drawing at 223 watts. That power brick got hot, 42 degrees Celsius. On deck, saw a couple areas that that was peaking at 40 degrees. Overall, the keyboard flex was pretty minimal, as you can see here. Let's take a look under the hood. This was a very capable notebook. One of the things that I had a challenge was, as I pulled off the cover, I actually dislodged the RGB ribbons. Now, these were pretty easy to put back with a little bit of finesse. You just slide this right into the groove, and voila. So here we have the cooling. It was very capable. You can actually see that this is just offset to fit the 17, and it looks like they use the same board and chassis design for the 15-inch model. So here we have the M.2, capable of putting up to 3, along with our dual channel memory.
So final thoughts on the ROG Strix. Well, I have to say this has been very, very good overall. The thermals in this unit, keeping it cool. I saw this thing peak out about 220 watts from the wall. That's a lot of power to distribute out of this small form factor at the back. It basically was able to keep both the CPU and the GPU below 90 degrees and at about 54 decibels. I have to hand it to ASUS. They've done a really good job. They have included upgraded thermal paste on the critical components, indicating that it actually drops it a few more degrees over competitors that just use the stock paste. So that definitely helps. One of the nice features about this is you can actually turn the fans completely off. They're not spinning, it's completely silent. That's been a really cool feature. The fans will ramp up, of course, if you do a little bit more load, but I found that a nice feature if you're looking for something that's dead silent. 2060 RTX card that's in here is 115 watts, and it's able to keep it under 90 degrees Celsius during all the gaming that I have been doing on it. So from that perspective, it's been really, really good. I've seen it pull quite a heavy wattage from the wall, getting up to 220 watts at one point. So that's just below the 230 watt power brick. That power brick did get quite warm. The larger units I've been testing, this weighs in at 6 pounds, 2 ounces. So this was quite heavy. Overall though, I do like the look and feel. This is a plastic chassis all the way around, so trying to get maybe that a little bit lighter weight, but it has this unique bevel design all the way through, and so it's textured, so it's actually really good for fingerprints, being that it's resistant to them, and that's been really nice. One thing that I did notice is the chassis has a bit of flex, just being that it's much larger unit itself. For those that like RGB, it runs all the way from the back to the front, all the way around. It actually gives you 3 brightness levels as well, so you can turn it all the way off if you so choose, or you can keep it nice and bright, have a full disco party if you wanted to. So to wrap it up, would I recommend this? I would. However, for my needs, looking for something a little bit smaller in that 15-inch footprint, and something that I could still maybe run a little bit more performance out of it. So I do have a version of this, just the smaller brother to it, coming this week. So I'm going to look forward to putting that through its paces. It will feature a 2070 at the 115 watt power limit. So that's going to be pretty exciting. If you like this video, please like and or subscribe to it. Leave a comment below. Love to hear from you. Until next time, bye for now.